There is no Book of Mormon without the Bible. We're going to prove that in this series. Stick around. Chapter 5. And it came to pass, after we had come down into the wilderness unto our father, behold, he was filled with joy, and also my mother Sariah was exceedingly glad, for she truly had mourned because of us. For she had supposed that we had perished in the wilderness, and she had also complained against my father, telling him that he was a visionary man, saying, Behold, thou hast led us forth from the land of our inheritance, and my sons are no more, and we perish in the wilderness. And after this manner of language had my mother complained against my father. And it came to pass, my father spake unto her, saying, I know that I am a visionary man. For if I had not seen the things of God in a vision, I should not have known the goodness of God, but had tarried at Jerusalem, and had perished with my brethren. But behold, I have obtained a land of promise, in the which things I do rejoice. And I know that the Lord will deliver my sons out of the hands of Laban, and bring them down again unto us in the wilderness. And after this manner of language did my father Lehi comfort my mother Sariah concerning us, while we journeyed in the wilderness up to the land of Jerusalem to obtain the record of the Jews. And when we had returned to the tent of my father, behold, their joy was full, and my mother was comforted. And she spake, saying, Now I know of a surety the Lord hath commanded my husband to flee into the wilderness. Yea, I also know of a surety that the Lord hath protected my sons, and delivered them out of the hands of Laban, and given them power whereby they could accomplish the things which the Lord hath commanded them. And after this manner of language did she speak. And it came to pass, they did rejoice exceedingly, and did offer sacrifice and burnt offerings unto the Lord, and gave thanks unto the God of Israel. Lehi then takes the plates of brass and reads them, and what does he find is on them? Verse 11. And he beheld they did contain the 5 books of Moses, which gave an account of the creation of the world, and also of Adam and Eve, who were our first parents. And also a record of the Jews from the beginning, even down to the commencement of the reign of Zedekiah king of Judah. And also many prophecies of the holy prophets from the beginning, even down to the commencement of Zedekiah. And also many prophecies which have been spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah. What do we call that today? The Bible. And it came to pass, my father Lehi also found upon the plates of brass a genealogy of his fathers. Wherefore he knew he was a descendant of Joseph, even that Joseph who was the son of Jacob, who was sold into Egypt. Keep that in mind. Now, what does Lehi have to say about the Bible? Let's see. Is the Book of Mormon more important than the Bible? Let's find out. Verse 17 and 18. Now when my father saw all these things, he was filled with the Spirit, and began to prophesy concerning his seed, that these plates of brass should go forth unto all nations, kindreds, tongues, and people who were of his seed. Wherefore he said, These plates of brass should never perish, neither should they be dimmed any more by time. And he prophesied many things concerning his seed. So there you have it. The Bible is extremely important. It's going to go to all nations. Then we arrive at chapter 6, where Nephi kind of just gives his thesis statement for why he's even writing these plates. It's only 6 verses long. The fullness of mine intent is that I may persuade men to come unto the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, and be saved. Wherefore the things which are pleasing unto the world I do not write, but the things which are pleasing unto God, and unto those who are not of the world. Then we get to chapter 7. Chapter 7, Lehi is commanded to send his sons back to find a man named Ishmael, and to convince him and his family to come with them on the journey into the wilderness, because it's not good that the boys go alone and don't have wives. So they persuade these guys to go with them. Eventually they all go out into this journey. You can read more about this yourself, but my intention in reading all these is to convince people of Jesus the Christ. So we're going to move on with this story. Anyways, they gather the families together, and Lehi now holds a family meeting where he explains why he's called Ishmael and his family with them, and what his purpose was and what his visions were. He tries to get everybody on the same page. So he starts by telling them of a vision of a tree of life. So this one's going to be a really important chapter for us to read.